Greetings, welcome to Watch You Want, and thanks for logging on. Today we're looking at a rare and exotic Richard Mille RM5 in 18-karat white gold. This unusual white gold variant of the RM5 can be seen and purchased on our website, watchyouwant.com, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. Now, putting this one on the wrist, it has a nice compact span from lug to lug. The watch is 45 millimeters from extremity to extremity, and in 2004 the RM5 represented the first automatic Richard Mille, joining the iconic and highly technical layered tonneau case with automatic winding, and in this case the luxurious prestige and, shall we say, secret between the owner and the watch, represented by rich, brushed and polished white gold. Now I say it's like a secret between the owner and his watch because from a distance, this could be titanium, this could be steel, but on the wrist, the feeling, the impression of all that precious metal across the 45 millimeter span from end to end and the 38 millimeter span from side to side has a premium pull that's just as impressive and satisfying as the visual impact and visual signature of this watch. It really is a pleasure to wear. Some feel that watches in titanium just don't have that luxury feel, the impact on the wrist to remind the owner just how special they are. This is not one of those. You can feel every gram of this white gold watch. It's very substantial, and yet with a nicely cambered case and cleverly integrated strap, the watch curves around a smaller wrist quite easily. Now my wrist is 16 centimeters, 6 1/3 inches in circumference, and you can see that the watch doesn't even come close to overlapping the edges of my wrist. When viewed from this angle, you can see that the strap actually splays out on both sides. So if you have a smaller wrist and you want a watch with a big visual signature, impressive physical wrist presence, but the compact dimensions and ergonomics to fit securely and comfortably, this is the ticket. Now 11 millimeters thick, it's actually quite compact and doesn't stand as proud of the wrist as you would think. Technical in construction, it looks more massive top to bottom than it is. It's actually quite compact, and it will fit under some sleeves, not dress cuffs mind you, but some shirt sleeves and coats. Now, Richard Mille uses an efficient, high-quality pin buckle for easy adjustment and a superb quality, bolstered and tapered alligator rectangular scale leather strap with matching alligator undersides. You'll see that the alligator on both sides, round scale on the bottom, rectangular on the top, is of exceptional quality and speaks to the attention to detail lavished on every square millimeter of this watch. Alligator, of course, being far more durable than the calf usually used on the underside of a luxury strap. This strap is designed for long-wearing durability. Now the dial is iconic Richard Mille. You can see that there are actually three separate sapphires at play here, so let's break it down. There's the sapphire that covers the entire composition. That's the Cambered sapphire that matches the curvature of the case. Now below that, there's a second sapphire that features all of the printed indices. Now, it sort of creates an airy, floating, ethereal look to the dial face itself, which is not so much skeletonized as completely open. But you can also see that the signature RM5 at 9 o'clock and the frame of the date at 7 o'clock are mounted on that second sapphire. Now the flange itself is made of high-tech composite. It's actually a form of carbon, and it supports all of the applied loomed indices. At the base of the dial, you can see the RM005 movement, and you can see that third sapphire, which mounts the actual date wheel itself. It, like most of the other elements of the dial, is transparent, and you can only see the date when it's placed over a light-colored disc beneath the date window to highlight the day and provide a third layered sapphire component to this dial. Now the movement itself is the second generation RM005 caliber. The first generation automatics were a bit of a work in progress, a learning experience for Richard Mille, but you can tell by looking at that sprung jewel right there between 4 and 5 at 430 that this is the second generation of the RM005 movement. These started rolling out after about 2006. They're far more robust in construction, and they deliver on the promise of this fully shock-protected variable inertia rotor titanium dual-barrel Richard Mille automatic caliber. Now just as durable as it is good-looking, it incorporates shock absorbers at each corner to isolate the base plate and all bridges, as well as the escapement and the going train from shocks that the watch experiences on the wrist. Now you can see the maker's mark of the case manufacturer Vacheron, a major shareholder in Richard Mille even to this day. Automarque is another important shareholder. You can see the distinctive architecture of the variable inertia ceramic bearing borne winding rotor. Now the variable inertia wings work by changing the moment of inertia of the rotor. So if you're very active, you might want to just scale it back a bit so it doesn't become overactive and overwind the movement. Not so much because it's going to overwind it to a fault, actually damaging it, just because you want to limit the mileage on mechanical components generally. It's a thoughtful refinement that Richard Mille includes. By the same token, if you're relatively sedentary, it can be reset to increase the polar moment and increase winding efficiency, in all cases on unlubricated high-efficiency ceramic rotor bearings. It does feature a modern 4 Hz beat rate, and you can see the balance beating away right here. The balance cock, like all of the other major components of this movement, is crafted in PVD-coated titanium. Dual mainspring barrels, which you can see here, contain an abundant 55-hour power reserve. Now that's ample power, far exceeding the industry standard of 42 hours. The watch represents the total Richard Mille package, the look, the engineering, and of course the unbeatable ergonomics of the distinctive tonneau case, here in unique 18-karat white gold. You can see this modern and marvelous Richard Mille RM 005 on our website, watchyouwant.com.